For the first time in my life, I feel, or since I was an adult, for the first time, I feel like an actual adult. I feel like I'm no longer that 16-year-old stuck in her head just after losing her dad, scared of the world, unaware of the monstrous place that this world can be, and just going into the world thinking, if only my dad was here. If only my dad was here. For the first time in my life, I feel liberated from that idea and from that wish that I wish this was different, or I wish this was this way. I feel liberated from the wishes that could never be, you know? When people speak of breaking generational curses, as someone that has been through, let me call it that process of breaking yourself free from bondages and from cages that the people that were before you put in place for themselves for whatever reasons they had. I'm gonna tell you this, it's not gonna be easy. It's not an easy thing to decide to be free. It's not an easy thing when you see that you need to be free. Like the idea, when that knowing comes to you, it is a scary thing. And once you have that idea, and once you have that knowledge of how caged you are, you can never unsee it. So staying there won't be, even if you choose to, it also won't be easy. And when we, I'll just give you a short story. There is a child that wanted to drop out of school because in their mind, they didn't see value in whatever they were getting in school. So when that child went home to her parents or to his parents, they punished that child. They beat up that child. They disregarded that child's feeling. And in their mind, they thought that they were doing the right thing to put that child in place. What place is that? They didn't care to understand. They didn't care to validate what it is that they were going through or what they were feeling or why. All they wanted is for their child to finish that school, get a job, get married, and continue with the cycle. And most of the African kids that I've come across, mostly people that have grown up with parents that were poor at some point in life, and they think somehow if maybe they went to school or they finished an education, life would be better for themselves, which is a lie. Everything that is the way it's supposed to be. For the choices you took and didn't take, it does not matter either way. There is something I saw, that a quote I saw somewhere, and this girl was saying, I believe no matter what cards I'm dealt with in life, I'm going to be successful. Life is just a game. If you keep blaming the cards that you're dealt with just because you're really never going anywhere in life, you might as well just drop them cards and get out of the game, you know? There is so much bullshit going around. There is a poem that I wrote, and I was saying that most of us have grown up in environments that were toxic to, you know, our growth, which is true. We've grown up with, I'm sorry to say this, but we've grown up with wounded parents, parents that don't even know that they're wounded, unaware of who they are and why they are. And the only way you're gonna find freedom, it is by freeing yourself and let everything that you are is everything that you need to be anywhere that you are intended to be. It does not matter how your circumstances are. It does not matter how poor you might think you are. It does not matter where you are. It's just a game. You are the player. You can use everything you have to your advantage, because believe this, there isn't a single person in this world that is not equipped to be where they're supposed to be. It's just all in your mind. It's just all in your mind. And unless you free your mind, freeing your mind is actually breaking those generational curses. It is deciding to see things differently, to walk differently, to take a different step. I'm gonna tell you here now, it's not easy. It's not for the weak at heart, but it is worth it if you take that time, if you go through the healing process. And it starts with the simplest of things, like the way you see yourself. You know what I think is funny? I think it's funny when people make movies about slaves and sell these movies to black people and have black people watch those movies. Everything that you see, everything that you hear, it is a it is a manifestation. It is a prophecy upon your life. Either you know it or don't. There are so many films I cannot watch right now. There are so many music I cannot listen to right now, because what is it saying about me? What is it telling you about you and about who you are? Who are you? And these beauty standards, who put up these beauty standards? Like, these are things I had to ask myself when I was really like going through my my healing process, breaking these generational curses and just breaking free out of these bondages and out of these systems you don't even know. Oh God. When I was in school, teachers used to pass scissors through your hair, through your short hair, because it looked unkempt. And this is a black teacher telling a black child that your hair looks unkempt, go and cut it short. And it is a woman or a man, it does not matter. That is your identity. Not the entire of it, but it is part of who you are. You cannot love who you are if you don't love every tiny aspect of yourself, from your head to your toes, even your nails. There are so many ideas of what beauty looks like. Fuck that. It does not matter who sees you as beautiful. Do you see yourself as beautiful? Do you see yourself as worthy? Do you see yourself? Like, do you see yourself? Do you see who you are? Do you see who you are? It is so many bullshit going around. Like I was saying, it is so many ideas of what life should be that you're literally supposed to break free from. That is something, that is one of the things I had to do for myself. And I had to look at my life and really ask myself, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? And how is that beneficial to you? How does that help in your growth, in your spiritual development? There is nothing really that grand that life can offer apart from the simple and normal things. But you won't even be able to enjoy the simple things if your mind is messed up. Like the world up here dictates the world outside of us. This is one thing I realized. I can be in the most cutest of places, but if my head, if I'm not at peace within myself, everything else is outside is just dark. Everything I see is dark. There is no flow, there's no creativity, there's just nothing, dead. And that is how most people are walking. It's like, I'm sorry, a part of you was cut down when you were growing up and you were not allowed to think for yourself. Do you understand? There are so many times that you're not able to think for yourself without getting beat up for it. That is why I hate school systems. It's like I would never want to go through an educational system, so I wouldn't want to put my child through an educational system. In history and the history books that we used to read, and we are seeing things about how our ancestors were defeated. What is that? What the hell is that? And why are you teaching me that? I want to know how people that look like me were able to thrive for ages without electricity, how they were able to carve a lifestyle without even money, or the idea of money came without moving vehicles. How did they grind their food? How did they store their food? I want to know these things. They just, instead of being told that a white man discovered a river that is in my country, and you're getting tested on that, and those tests somehow should have an impact on your life or on your worth. How many people do you think feel unworthy because maybe they didn't go to school? It's like, what is there? What is there in school? There are so many parents that just wish their kids off to school so that they can have their time. It's like, why don't you teach your child? It is so much bullshit that is going around. And there is something I said. I hope my videos inspire you to be the best you that you can be. Fuck the rest of the world. If you're here right now and you can see this video and you feel like there's an impact you can make in your life, nobody else's life, not your parents' life, not your spouse's life, your own life, your life. You are, period. The body that you're in, the space that you're in, where you are, you can start where you are. You can start where you, it's not going to be easy. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna take a lot of tears and a lot of crying. It's gonna take a lot for you to free yourself, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. Like I said, for the first time in my life, I feel freed. I feel like I can shake and I can jump and I can do whatever, liberated. I've been an adult for how many years now, or whatever is considered adult, and it's just now that I'm really tapping into it, and I'm really enjoying the years that I've lived. You know, I'm enjoying the years that I have been, and I'm just really celebrating how far I have come. Whether anyone can see it or not, I can see it, I can feel it, and I am so grateful for it. There's only so much more to look forward to, but to be able to be here right now and to move forward with so much awareness of myself and seeing so much beauty in myself, it's like, who gonna stop me? You know, I'm so grateful to God for carrying me. Because when I tell you it's gonna take a lot of prayer and tears, it's gonna. Even the idea of God. I am not a religious person. That I don't believe in the gods that people pray to. I just have my own relationship with God. And that is what I'm betting on. Whatever ideas other people have, that's on them. And when I speak about God, I'm only speaking about my experiences with him, and it is not to make other people want to worship God. If it happens, then great, because we would use that type of love. But you've got to make your own choice. Nobody can make that choice for you. And religion takes the joy from people to just be close to God. It's like there are so many rules set in place. It's like you have to be a certain way so that you can be close to God, and that's really not true. God created you. He knows your flaws. He knows everything, that he put you in place for his glory. So how is his glory supposed to be seen if you're not even yourself? If you're just following the rules of do this and don't do that, and be this and don't be that, if you're not free, how are you to experience his glory? If you're just following the systems and you're just caged into the ideas of who you should be, how are you supposed to be free or experience life or love? There's so much beauty in the world. And this is one thing that I learned. It is not your responsibility to help anyone. It is not. This is a personal journey. Whether, I don't know how you guys are related, whether it's your mother, whether it's your father, whether it's your siblings, whether it's your everyone has their own personal journey. This is your own journey. It is not your place to help anyone, darling. It is not your place to try and heal anyone. Healing is a personal journey. You do it on your, I don't know, maybe you'll have help. Maybe God decides that because everyone's journey is different. I might have done it on my own, but maybe God will call someone else to help you. But it is his doing. You never ask for help outside of you. Help comes from within you. Like real tangible help. The type of help that you need is the type of help that you don't have to ask anybody for. As the type of help that God brings. It is in the miracles. It is in the how did that happen. But there isn't any help you find by knocking on people's doors. Knock on God's door. That is where help comes from. I know people say, you can't do this on your own. True. But on your own does not mean alone. It's like you can do this on your own. Who said I'm on my own? I might be alone physically, but I'm not on my own, because there is a spirit behind me. There is a power behind me. There is a prophecy behind me. You get? There is a word behind me. There is power behind me, around me, besides me, ahead of me. There is a way prepared for me. Who said I'm alone? I'm not with so and so. I'm not with this one and this one. I'm not with these people. But that does not mean I'm alone. You get? That does not mean I'm on my own. I look at myself and think there is no way I would have made it on my own and be here today. And I wasn't on my own. I wasn't alone. I was never alone. I've never been alone. Even when I'm in my room and there isn't physically anyone there, I can still feel a presence with me. You are never alone. You are never alone. Don't let anyone guilt trip you into thinking that you need them. Don't let anyone guilt trip you into thinking that you need anyone really in life, like a human being. The people that you need will need you back. The people that are supposed to be in your life will be in your life. You don't have to push. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to crawl into their lives. They will be there and you will be in their life. What's meant to be will be for God's glory, not for your glory, but for God's glory. To God be the glory. I am so grateful to see myself free, because I know that I've been uprooted out of a family, a rotten tree. Let me use that word. It's like this tree, whatever this tree is rooted is toxic. So uproot that tree, transplant it somewhere else, transplant it in an environment that is healthy and has nutrients and vitamins and everything that is needed for that tree to grow. I'm just so excited for the humans, for the women, for the men that have woken up. Like, yo, if you can see this and you have just, stepped out of breaking generational curses, or you are in the process, or you're just a spiritual being and you love to be in touch with other spiritual people and other chosen individuals, I don't know, talk to me. I'll leave my email, I'll link my email, and or you can DM me on my other social media platforms. We can talk about these things, because life is really beautiful. Life is, I'll draw a line that I used in my last video. Whatever you're searching for, you will find. But don't be looking for the wrong things. It is nothing worth of having if you lose yourself. Yes. Bye. I'll see you when I see you, when you see me, when we see each other. Stay free. Stay free.